Hello and welcome to the Cricket Catch-Up from Guernsey Press Sport. We're going to be rounding up the best of the local action every week and speaking to some of the key players in Island cricket. Joining me today at the College Field is Cobo and Island batsman Ben Ferbrache and Guernsey Cricket Development Manager. Great to see you, Ben. You've just been out hammering in the rope for the weekend action. A busy time for you.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're pretty flat out, but we take nothing less really. It's how we like it. But like you said, boundary ropes out, College Field's looking as glorious as ever.
How excited are you for this summer?
Yeah, very, yeah. We've obviously got a bit of a longer season this year. Last year was really condensed, but we managed to get in pretty much a full year. This year there's a bit more 50 over cricket, which is great. Obviously the longer formats develop much better cricketers in my opinion. And then you've also got a full even league 1, 2 and 3 this year, which is brilliant with more and more sides entering.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about OEA cricket in a moment. Elizabeth College Cricket back in the weekend championship under that new guise this season. But first, let's look back at the opening week of Evening League Division 1 action. 6 teams again this season, of course, competing across 10 rounds, all played at the KG5 in midweek. No upsets to speak of in the first round of games. It was Griffins and Irregulars who got things underway on Tuesday. And Irregulars made a pretty good start, batting first against the 2016 and 17 Roselle Shield winners. Martin Dale Bradley hitting 73 from 48 balls, and when he was going well it looked like they were on for an imposing total, but Griffins pulled things back. Dane Mullen doing for Bradley, who looked pretty annoyed with himself for missing out on something bigger. And Mullen followed that up with another wicket next ball, finding a way through again. Gasharai Masvikeni the man out this time. Griffins didn't really look back from there. Captain Tom Curr accounting for another couple of the Irregulars lineup as they finished with 142 for 6 from their 20 overs. Chasing that was Luke Letitia, who led from the front with 42 from 28 deliveries. He loves a reverse, that man, and wasn't afraid to go to that shot time and time again, several of them resulting in boundaries. And he was ably supported at the other end by Damien Wallen, who flat batted a few more to the ropes. Ben Wenzel eventually struck back for Regulars, getting rid of both openers, but Griffins had plenty in reserve as they got to the target with more than 2 overs to spare to win by 5 wickets. Curr getting on with things at the end to see them home. On to Wednesday night and a first look at the reigning champions for the last 3 years, Cobo, who opened up their campaign against Optimus. After the very dangerous Tim Ravenscroft had fallen, it was their skipper and Island captain Josh Butler who led the way. He made 81 from 64 balls, including 2 sixes. A great way to start the season for him. Ben Ferbrache here alongside me, of course, also contributed 39 from 29 as Cobo set Opties 172 to win at the KG5. Young Ben Johnson was the pick of their bowlers, taking 2 Cobo scalps, including Ben and Tim Ravenscroft, but Opties fell some way short of that target. Ollie Newey picking up 3 wickets as Cobo won by 46 runs. On Thursday, it was the turn of the heavily tipped Independents to launch their title bid against Wanderers Rovers. Zach Damerel, the star man for them, smashing 72 not out as they made short work of a relatively modest target of 108. We'll be taking a closer look at Indies next week. Ferby, solid win for you and Cobo then to kick things off. How competitive do you feel like this season's going to be?
Yeah, I think it's as competitive, if not more, than last year. There's a few players returning, such as Matt Stokes has come back to the island now, taking up a teaching post with Beechwood. For me, the sort of top 3 teams or top 4 are likely to be the top 4 that finished last year. Indies have made a few more signings again this year, so they look dangerous as ever, boasting quite an aggressive Guernsey batting order as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're heavily tipped. Also, my esteemed colleagues on the press sports desk have made them title favourites. Do they look like the team to beat on paper?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, Griffins are also up there. Griffins are very much a spin attack. I think they'll miss the likes of Nick Buckle, who's not going to be returning from uni until sort of 1st of July. And that, someone with his ability with the ball is definitely going to be missed. And I think Jason Martin also for them is playing the odd game here and there around football as well. So, you know, they're also one to be challenged. Likewise, Cobo, we're obviously very good. We've got Tim Ravenscroft. He's certainly a talent in Even League. And yeah, you know, we're probably at a sort of a crossroads for Cobo where we're bringing in a few more youngsters now, which is probably something I've been pushing a little bit within my job. So yeah.
Well, let's talk OEA cricket now. Elizabeth College back in the weekend championship this season, but under that slightly new guise. You're involved both, I guess, in a coaching capacity, but also playing. Just explain the concept and how it differs from previous years.
Yeah, so previously we've been playing in the bowl competition, which is really a second team competition, and the boys had some tough games in there, but also some relatively easy ones. Sort of my impression was that the way we can improve the standard of local cricket, and especially the guys coming through the system, is by entering them into the top division. They're probably not quite ready for the top division, so we spoke about an OE side and bringing in a couple of experienced players, shall I say, within myself and Matt Stokes. Both have actually coached the college first 11 as well in the last 3 years. I'm still coaching them, and Matt's getting back involved as well, which is great. But yeah, it's just really to sort of drive us forwards and really challenge these boys, which last weekend obviously we showed we're not there just to make up the numbers.
Yeah, he started off here against Griffins. Pretty close game in the end, Griffins squeaking home by 1 wicket.
Yeah, which I mean is a massive credit to us as well. The way we performed on Saturday. Charlie Birch opened the batting was superb. Obviously Stokesy brings a bit of class to us as well. And then likewise with the ball, Ben Johnson bowled beautifully, Peter Birch bowled excellently in the middle. I think one thing which is going to be a struggle for us is actually the bowling restrictions based on ages, which is hard in 50 over cricket. Obviously coming up against men where they can bowl for 10 over spells, we can only bowl sort of 5, 6s and 7s, which isn't ideal.
You'll be turning your arm over.
I'm not sure I've got that anymore.
Yeah. And yeah, as you say, you've got a couple of experienced heads in there, yourself and Matt Stokes. As you said, you coach these players, but how much extra can they gain from being out in the middle with you guys, where you can see how they play a couple of shots and actually have a word? Yeah,
definitely. I think also alongside that, field placements and stuff in junior cricket is completely different to adult cricket. So sort of having Stokesy and I to lean on, that's sort of how we're trying to act for Morgan, is that Morgan can come to us with an idea, bounce it off us before giving it a go. Sometimes we'll let him have a go, see what happens. Sometimes we might put him back in and sort of say, try this, try that. Which is where we're at. I think it's a massive stage of their development. The good thing is they're all playing even league cricket in the top division this year, and likewise they're playing weekend league cricket in the top division now as well. So it's brilliant for Guernsey Cricket.
Yeah, fantastic. And obviously early days. How do you see it evolving? Over the sort of next few years? Is it always going to be a case of a couple of experienced heads, but the bulk of the players coming from the school?
Yeah, that's our idea. If there is a lull in sort of college guys coming through. At the moment, it doesn't look like there is for the next sort of 5, 6 years, as far ahead as we can see. But if that is the case, then we can strengthen us with a few extra OEs. 2 this year was sort of what we said. Maybe 3. We've got Andy Biggins is in the sort of wings waiting to go. But yeah, we sort of said to Biggsy that if we can use him, we'll use him. But actually, if it means getting somebody else a bat who's a youngster coming through, then it's much better for us that way. And
just finally, obviously you're involved heavily in that OEA setup, but also kind of cricket development more widely in the island. How do you feel the young players are coming through and actually the opportunities they've got this summer to kind of show what they've got?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about it. In the last couple of years, so obviously joining 2019, it seems like we've just taken a bit of a turn to really training focus quite hard, especially the college lads. They were begging me to come in at half term at 7 o'clock in the morning for a net. So, with that sort of mentality and that attitude is brilliant. Alongside that, the likes of Luke Bishard, Blake Carre, who are obviously not with college, grammar school, are really training hard as well. Always at training, first there, last leaving. We're in a great position, I feel. Numbers are on the rise. Everything's going in a great way.
Right, well, weather permitting, OEA take on Wanderers down here tomorrow, the next round of the weekend championship. Yeah, something to build on from last week then for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a pretty similar side as well coming in. One thing that's been challenging is the exam period, so we haven't actually been at full strength yet, which again I'm excited to see us again this weekend go ahead. It gives another couple of boys an opportunity to play in the top division.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck. It's Cobo against Griffins in the other game this weekend. Then next week in Evening League Division 1, it's Griffins against Indies on Tuesday. Should be really interesting, that one. Cobo take on Wanderers Rovers on Wednesday night, and Irregulars face Opties on Thursday. I'll be back next week with a roundup of all of that. Make sure you're following us on whichever social platform you favour, at GSY Press Sport, or on all of them, as far as I can tell. And drop us a line if you want to highlight any performances from any level of Guernsey cricket, and we'll give them a shout out. In fact, comment below with your favourite thing you've seen this week. Big performance from a player in their first game of the season, someone who's caught you by surprise or let you down. Maybe a bit harsh probably to be digging people out too early, but there we go. For now though, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.